President Muhammadu Buhari pledges support for flood victims in Nigeria. The federal government calls for a meeting of pro and vice chancellors of Nigerian universities. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources inaugurates Gas Infrastructure Fund Council. Appeal Court drops 20 billion naira judgment against DSS in Ibadan. On the foreign scene, US President Joe Biden addresses gun control in Pennsylvania. And in sports, Manchester United to announce its 6th summer signing. I am Christine Telfer. Now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari has received updates on flooding incidents that have affected over 500,000 Nigerians since January. In a statement issued by his media aide, Malam Garba Shehu, the president extends condolences to those affected by the floods. He assured that the federal government would continue to provide the needed support to communities impacted by flooding. The president notes that state and local governments have to beef up preparedness and mitigation measures against the incidents of flooding. The federal government has called for a meeting of pro-vice chancellors and vice chancellors of Nigerian universities. The meeting is in connection with the ongoing industrial action in the university educational sector. The call has become important as the strike action by ASU has become difficult to address. Recall that ASU insisted on the continued strike after its National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. The Nigerian Defence Academy in Kaduna has graduated 129 paratroopers of the Basic Airborne Course. Reports say that the paratroopers were the pioneer jumpers of the newly established NDA drop zone. The paratroopers were also at their 4th year in the academy and are currently undergoing military training before their commission into the armed forces as officers. The federal government has inaugurated the Governing Council of the Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund. The Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipre Silva, inaugurated the 9-member council yesterday in Abuja. He charged members of the council to work towards mobilizing funds for critical infrastructure for the gas industry. The minister said the federal government had raised programs at achieving decades of gas initiatives in Nigeria. However, he said that the missing link was the absence of the basic gas infrastructure to help realize the objectives. The Court of Appeal, sitting in Ibadan, has dropped the judgment of Oyo State High Court over a 20 billion naira damages awarded to Chief Sunday Igboho. Recall that Justice Akintola had awarded the sum of 20 billion naira as damages against the Attorney General of the Federation, Malam Abubakar Malami, and the DSS. In his judgment, Justice Hassan holds that the previous judgment was on the wrong principles of law in awarding the cost of 20 billion naira to Chief Sunday Igboho. He said Justice Akintola cannot assess damages with his own parameters as there were no evidence to indicate such. The Standards Organization of Nigeria has said it is committed to best practices in Nigeria shea butter value chain. Director General of the agency, Malam Farouk Salim, stated this at a one-day sensitization workshop on shea butter value chain in Minna. He said the measure would boost consumers' confidence and ensure global competitiveness for the product. They used the occasion to present mandatory conformity assessment program certificates to certified companies in the value chain. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has said it will suspend 23 domestic airlines over 46 billion naira owed the agency by the sector. The said airlines are owing the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority for statutory 5% ticket sales charge and cargo sales charge to the tune of 19 billion naira and $7.8 million. However, at a meeting with indigenous airlines and ground handling companies in Abuja, the Director General of NCA, Malam Musa Nuhu, gave the operators 1 month to sign a memorandum of understanding stipulating the repayment plan of their debt to the agency. On the foreign scene, the US President Joe Biden has said he will work to keep dangerous firearms out of dangerous hands. He said this on the first of multiple visits to Pennsylvania on Congress midterm elections. The president's visit to Pennsylvania is days before a planned rally by Donald Trump in the state on Saturday. Now to sports. Martin Dubravka has completed his medicals with Manchester United. The goalkeeper will sign the paperwork for his loan move, and the deal could be announced today. Recall that Manchester United announced Anthony's transfer from Ajax at 1 p.m. on Monday. That sports story brings us to the end of the news. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Christine Telfer. Thank you.